Okay, I've been listening to you talk, and I was so excited. I had to get involved in the process because I had so many questions that were coming to mind. And when we set this up, I'm thinking, oh, it's just going to be this, dogs chasing it. But there's so much more to this than I thought. And so we want to get in here and I want to visit with you about. Okay, so now we have. So what is a success for you as far as when you sell a dog to the golf course, or are you selling dogs at the golf course, or are you actually showing up? How does that work in your business?
So yes, we sell dogs to golf courses. Anything outside of a golf course, generally speaking, we perform that service for them. So
you would just show up with the dog, and you would work on the whatever wildlife they're having trouble with.
Right. Our employees would handle that. We visit the site once or twice a day, 7 days a week. And manage that problem for them, because unlike a golf course where the superintendent's there 7 days a week and somebody's there out on the golf course every day, your average law office or school or something like that isn't going to have that person there to do it.
Yeah. So this is interesting, you talking about golf course superintendents, because I think they're probably more worried about grass maintenance and fertilizer and keeping everything. So how do you get them to be a dog person?
That's probably one of the hardest things that for us to do, because these guys have a lot of experience in growing grass and very minimal experiences handling dogs. And that's really one of the reasons that I wanted to get with you guys, so that I can help these golf course superintendents learn more about handling dogs, because it really is a challenge for us to take them to a handling level, that they start to manage these dogs in the right ways, and do what they need to do to keep the dogs up, and maintenance on those dogs. And thankfully, chasing geese, once they know how to do it and all that type of thing, it really does they hold on to that.
So I would think, this is just me thinking out loud, I would think that having a dog that comes back to their name, the recall, would be something that a lot of these people would have trouble maintaining, especially after maybe they have to call them back even during the, in their high drive or whatever. Right. Is that correct, or is that something I'm off base on?
Yes. I tell everybody that one of the easiest things that I do is teach these dogs to chase birds. The hardest thing I teach them to do is to stop chasing birds.
Yes.
And because generally they're out away from their handler, or they're in the water, which really prevents, correction and any consequences to making poor decisions. They do kind of learn that there's some leeway in those types of things. And I think too that people, I tell people when I deliver these dogs, do not ask them to do anything unless you're willing to make them do it. Yeah. And I think people are short-sighted in what that really means, is that it really means for real. If I should always anticipate that when I call that dog, it's not going to come, and I'm going to have to go make it come. Right. And if I'm not willing to, I need to not ask, because it just is setting up bad behavior. And when James McGee was here the other week, he harped on that a lot, and we've always harped on that. If I'm not dressed and my dog's out in the corner of the yard and I call it, and I'm not willing to walk outside not dressed,